Hello and welcome fellow YouTubers to another Actars Toy Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing Jazz from the Transformers live action movie. Oh, but we're not going to review Jazz, we'll be reviewing Final Battle Jazz. Yes, there is a difference between Jazz and Final Battle Jazz. And during this review, what is going to be different from other reviews is that I'm not going to give this figure a very low rating, but instead I'm going to praise this figure and I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to make this figure work for you. So, let's begin. First of all, just let me compare the difference between these two figures. As you can see, the colors of the vehicles are actually slightly different. This one has a lighter shade of grey and silver, while this one has a darker grey silver, and this is dark blue, while this is this sort of a turquoise bluish color. All the other features are the same in car mode, so we'll just set this fellow aside. But before that, as you can see, he can be posed. He has some really kick-ass poses. Look at that. And see the light piping. The light in my room is pretty good, so you can see his blue visor. And let's go and take out Final Battle Jazz. So Final Battle Jazz has not many differences in car mode as the normal Jazz. He does roll very well. All four wheels are very smooth. All of his wheels touch the floor. I don't really have a board here. Give me a second. Let me just use this package here for my school. As you can see, he rolls very well. It's a plastic folder, by the way. And yes, he rolls extremely well and he's very straight. Now, one of the reasons why some people cannot get him to roll is that these things are actually very tricky to handle. I'm not sure whether you can see them in the movie, but I mean this show, but you must make sure that there's space between the wheels and this thing. If you just push it a little bit too much to the side, his wheels won't roll. His wheels won't roll at all, as you can see. See? They are hard. If you push back like that, they roll very smoothly. So that's just one thing I've noticed. Another thing is that to position these correctly, all you have to do from like that is just move until you hear a click. And that's it, just stop there. Other than that, there's nothing much else in the car mode I can say. So let's begin the transformation of this guy. First of all, let me say that for my Final Battle Jazz figure here, and I'm assuming you've watched the movie, I've actually made some special modifications of my own which do not damage the figure, and all it requires is a screwdriver, and it splits in half here, where it actually connects here. I'll show you why in a minute. It has a relation with the movie. So we bend this over down here, and some people have trouble getting this apart, but what I like to do is see this silver line here. See this silver? Put your fingers in, grab it, and pull them apart. This one also, just pull it up. This one, just pull it down, like so. Very easy. No need to get your fingernails under there, or anything like that. Next, take this, and push it down. Bring this whole piece, turn this whole piece forwards at the same time. Bring this arm up, like so. Bring the whole thing down. Do the same with the other side. Like so. And make sure these are positioned correctly. Upwards like this. Upwards like this, and we have the top part, and we have a little bit of automorph here. While pressing these things down, hold this part, and you can see the two chest plates go in and to make it flatter, and his head pops up. And again, he has a different light piping. Actually, he does not really have a light piping. He does, but it's actually really dark, and I'm assuming it's to show his damaged condition. And so we move on to the other part of his body, which is his legs. So we turn this, open this, pull this down, turn it, pull this down, turn it. Again, this part we just rotate it until it clicks. Rotate it until it clicks. Listen. I don't know whether I heard that, but there was a click, a definitive click. Bring out his heels, bring down his legs, bring out his heels, and here we have his legs. And yes, finally, we actually join him together like so. Note, this is for my figure. If your figure comes like that, there is something really wrong, and I suggest you get him replaced ASAP. Right, why I left hands until the end is because people have been complaining that there has been a hole in the hands when you form his hand. What they do is actually they pull this out so that these are parts and fold them in. But what I like to do is actually press them like this and just down like so. I'm not sure whether it comes across like this, but you see, it actually eliminates a lot of the hole in the hand and makes it look much more flatter and streamlined. We do the same for the other side. And you see, as you can see, that this comes across really well. I have a comparison shot. I have a comparison here for the other figure, which is over here. As you can see, this one is actually done using the way taught in the instruction booklet, and you can see this big gaping hole which is in the hand is also pretty loose. But this one is pretty stable, and there's practically no hole. Look at that. And I think this is it's a much better way of presenting him. And yes, there are differences between the bot mode, which you have a crack over here. He has cracks here. His whole kneecap part here is destroyed. It's different from the other one here. And besides that, there's not much other difference. Okay, his posability is now up down this way, forwards backwards, turns, feet goes up and down. I don't know, forwards backwards, up down, forwards backwards, up down. His head turns and goes up and down. I'm not sure why some people have been complaining. If you actually look at him from a whole, he looks pretty good. In the sense that this isn't his waist. Just take it, maybe this part is his waist and this is his body. He looks pretty kick-ass. And if you turn his head, you get some mighty fine poses. I don't have his gun here, but his gun is pretty much just a gun. The Final Battle Jazz version comes with a spring-loaded missile, while this comes with a telescoping sword. I suggest you get the Final Battle Jazz version, because what I did is actually, you see normal Jazz, I actually undid the screws that were inside here by using a screwdriver. There's a screw here, and when you unscrew that, you have two screws connecting this black piece to this silver piece. And when that's done, you get a Jazz which is fully transformable, and he can detach in the center like his movie counterpart.
Megatron, come here, little cretin. You want a piece of me? You want a piece? No! I want two! Oh, Jazz.
So, with that, I say see you in the next episode, and for me, I'll give Jazz a modest 8 upon 10 for being one of my favorites.
そういうことなので、どんな手段を使ってでも任務を遂行させていただきます。忍法分身の術。すいません、まだ未熟なもので。こっちの方が効果あると思うけど。じゃあ、次は手裏剣を。もう、ほんと申し訳ございません。この可愛い手裏剣入れ買ったばかりなのです。穴が開いたり鉄臭くなったりするのが嫌で、手裏剣使うのやめたんでした。宣言しときながらこの低たらく、心より深くお詫びいたします。そんなことどうでもいいんだけど、